A woman becomes magnetic when she stops explaining herself. And I want to be clear, this isn't about being cold. It's not about being distant. And it's not about withholding communication. It's about confidence. Because the more a woman trusts herself, the less she feels the need to convince anyone of her value. Most women don't over-explain because they're insecure. They do it because they care. They want to be understood. They want harmony. They want to make sure nothing is misinterpreted. So they explain their feelings. They justify their boundaries. They soften their standards so they don't seem difficult. And none of that comes from weakness. It comes from emotional investment. But here's where things quietly shift. When explanation turns into justification, confidence starts to disappear. From a man's perspective, over-explaining doesn't feel like clarity. It feels like pressure. It feels like a woman is trying to manage how she's perceived instead of standing comfortably in who she is. And secure men don't want to be persuaded. They want to discover. They want to meet a woman, not negotiate her worth. When a woman keeps explaining, it can unintentionally signal doubt. Not because she lacks value, but because she doesn't fully trust that her presence speaks for itself. True femininity isn't loud, it doesn't rush, and it doesn't need to be defended. Feminine presence is felt, not argued. A woman who knows who she is doesn't panic when there's silence. She doesn't scramble to be understood. She allows people to meet her where she stands. That's not arrogance, that's self-trust. And that kind of calm confidence, men notice it immediately. Chasing looks like explaining yourself too soon, overextending emotionally, trying to lock something in early. Presence looks like showing up as yourself, having standards, and allowing connection to unfold naturally. One creates anxiety, the other creates attraction. If you've been over-explaining in the past, this isn't criticism, it's awareness. You weren't wrong. You were just taught that effort creates security, when in reality, self-trust does. You don't need to become quieter. You don't need to become colder. And you don't need to become someone else. You simply need to stop abandoning yourself to be understood. The more a woman trusts herself, the less she feels the need to explain herself. That's where magnetism comes from. That's feminine power, and that's the prize mentality. You were never meant to convince anyone. You were meant to be felt.